Now it's time to welcome in our first ever guest to the Kneebar podcast, Bellator light heavyweight Linton Vassell. It's great to have you on the show, Linton. Thanks for joining us.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and first and foremost, I have to ask, how's training going down in Florida with the Black Zillions?
Yeah, training's going well. I've been in now for about four weeks. Yeah, been putting the work in. So come September 19th, I'm going to be ready to win that tournament.
Now, with you being from Britain, I have to ask, do you split time between the US and UK, or are you living and training full time here in the US?
No, I actually live in the UK, so I come out when I've got fight camps to the States. So I'm splitting my time at the moment.
Gotcha. This past season, The Ultimate Fighter featured a battle between your team, the Black Zillions, and your rivals, the American Top Team. And actually, in a couple of the episodes, I spotted you when they panned over the crowd. Was it as crazy in there as it seemed on TV?
Yeah, that was good. That was good. It's the first time I've ever been in on that type of event thing. So yeah, it was good to actually be there with the team and see the Brazilians get some work in.
Now, is there as much of a rivalry between ATT and the Black Zillions as made out to be on TV, or do the feelings kind of vary from fighter to fighter?
Yeah, it's from fighter to fighter, I'd expect. But yeah, there's a lot of chanting going on. Like you're gonna die and yeah. But I say it is from fighter because I don't know any of them, so I haven't got no hatred actually against any of them.
Right on.
But I think some fighters have obviously some issues with each other. But it is what it is.
Yeah, and before we talk to you about your upcoming bout in a few weeks, I want to bring you back to your last fight at the British Invasion card. It was a country versus country atmosphere. There was a big entrance, a big stage, and it was kind of a throwback to maybe like the Pride days, the showmanship and stuff. Did you like that? Was that something you were interested in?
Yes, definitely. I was happy to be a part of it. I didn't expect to be part of something that big, and yeah, it worked out nice. I say it was UK versus America, and yeah, we came out on top. And to walk down the entrance with your flag and walking down for your country, representing your country, that was something big, and I was glad to be a part of that.
Yeah, that was really cool watching on TV. It was awesome. And that night, you took on a MMA legend, Sakaju. You won that fight via second round TKO, and it was a pretty dominant performance from at least from the outside point of view. How did you assess that fight? Were you happy with the result?
Um, I would say I wasn't happy, but I think in every fight you're always going to criticize yourself and could have done things better. There's a lot of things me and my coach is working on, and actually worked towards the end, but I didn't actually capitalize, like I would like to. But these things happen, but you can work on it a bit more. I got the win. That's the main thing. But I did expect to finish him in the first. But I found it was a little bit tricky. Stopping me from doing what I wanted to do. But I got the win, so that's all that matters.
That was a great fight, man. I happened to be there in attendance for that one, and you've
Thank
been a
you.
part of the Bellator organization since 2013, which means when you came in, obviously Jordan Rebney was in charge. Now you have Scott Coker, and it seems like there's a real different atmosphere since Coker's taken over. A lot of the fighters were not happy with Rebney. Have you noticed like any changes, any difference, and are you happy with the way that the company's going?
Well, because when I started, to be fair, I was only with Bjorn for I think a couple of fights, two fights, I think
Mhm.
maybe. I can't remember now. But I definitely don't notice a difference. Well, I've been put on bigger shows.
Right.
I just think it's been run a lot smoother. The UK fighters are actually getting more recognition and more publicity now, getting promoted a bit more. So I've noticed that as well.
Well, enough about the past. Let's go to the future. On September
Yeah,
19th
that's
in
right.
San Jose, California, you will be taking on King Mo on the, one of, if not the most hyped event in Bellator history, Bellator Dynamite. When this idea was proposed to you, were you all in, or were you a little hesitant with having to fight, more than once in one night, potentially?
And I was definitely all in. But I didn't know it was all in one night to start off with. It wasn't until he said about a tournament. I was like, yeah, I'm in the tournament. And then when he said one night, I was like, wow, okay, yeah, I'm in it. I'm in it. And it just reminded me of, yeah, say back in the old days where, as you say, Pride, you'd have like three fights in one night. But yeah, I'm well up for it. I've always wanted to be in a tournament, and now I actually get that chance to be in a tournament and win that and then get a title fight. So I'm up for it.
Yeah, and the tournament is unlike anything Bellator has ever done. They used to have the tournaments that would take place over a couple months. Do
Yeah.
you and in this type of fight, being all in one night, do you fight differently? I know a lot of people want to get that finish quick to kind of save themselves for the second fight. Do you think you'll fight differently come fight night, or is it still the same? Just go out there and win.
I'm just gonna get that first fight out of the way, in win and out. There's loads of ways you could probably try and get in there and compose yourself and try not to gas yourself out. And then what? It goes to the points. And then you've had a 10-minute fight, and then you might not win because, you can't leave it to the hand of the judges. So for me, I'm going to go in there and actually win the fight. So I'm not looking to try and long the fight out and make it any longer for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and everyone's excited about that. The tournament, and just recently, I think it was actually Friday, they announced that you'll be fighting King Mo. Have you known that for a while, or did they just kind of spring that up on you last minute? And how was that brought about?
Well, I knew myself, but obviously, I was just waiting for them to actually announce what was going on. So. We knew, so we could get ready for someone. But I think they were just waiting to announce it to let everyone else know. Maybe, I don't know if people pulled out or what, exactly what was going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, was it tough to prepare for, you go into it and you're fighting King Mo, that's the guy you kind of have to prepare for, but is it tough, knowing that once you get past him, you might have to fight a guy with a completely different style? How do you train for something like this?
Well, it could be 4 opponents I could be fighting,
right.
Even, because now what they've got another 2 fighters that are alternates, just in case someone gets injured.
Right.
So now they've even thrown even more stuff into it.
Right.
But yeah, obviously, you don't know who you're going to fight. So the best way, all I can say is just be ready to fight whoever, because it could be anyone.
Right on.
It might not even be like Davis or Newton. It could be there were 2 fighters, so we'll see.
Right on. What are your thoughts about fighting King Mo? How do you think you match up with one another?
Oh, I think match up great. Seriously, I think this is a fight that needs to happen. We're both in this same weight category, going for the same thing, and yeah, it's a fight that needs to happen. I've watched him as I was growing up, so it's about to fight him. I'm looking forward to it.
Now, the 2 other fighters, Phil Davis and Emmanuel Newton, will square off in another first-round matchup. Who do you think will win that fight?
Tough one. It's definitely a tough one. Both great fighters. I think whoever wants it more, to be fair.
Right. And do you have a preference on who you would, fight if you get by King Mo?
Sorry?
Do you have a preference on which of those 2 you would fight if you get by King Mo?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't really matter to me. To be fair, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
I'm good.
The reason I ask is
obviously, it'd be nice to fight Emmanuel again, and it'd be good to fight Phil Davis as well. For the credentials he's got, it'd be good to fight him and beat him in the final.
Right, and leading me right into my next question. Emmanuel Newton's a guy that you faced in the past. You dominated him throughout the fight before getting caught with a submission. Do you think, having fought him once before, this gives you a little bit of an advantage, especially where you were pretty dominant throughout that fight?
Yeah, but then I think he would come out differently. I'll probably do a few different things. So even though we had that first fight, I think the second fight would probably be a bit different still, regardless. I think he'll probably try new things. I've added new bits into my game and stuff. But if that fight happens at this tournament or another time, it's going to be a fight that needs to happen, and I'll be looking forward to that as well. Me and Emmanuel are good friends out the cage. A lot of respect for him, but yeah, it's one of those fights that needs to happen.
Right, that's a fight the fans definitely want to see.
It got voted, fight of the year when it happened.
Right.
So do it again, and this time wrong fight.
Sorry. Looking over the resumes of the other combatants in the tournament, you're facing some pretty established guys who have been in the public eye for quite some time. Obviously, King Mo and Newton were former belt holders. Phil Davis was thought of as, a perennial top 5 light heavyweight in the world. I'm assuming as a result of this that you might be thought of as a little bit of an underdog. Do you feel like the fans are underestimating you a little bit, due to the resumes of your opponents?
Yeah, well, one would say they're underestimating me. I'd probably say, yeah, they've got the credentials, so it speaks for itself. You know, I'm still, pretty new to the American fans, but this tournament will show people what I'm about, and my time will come.
Yeah, a couple more things before we let you go. Again, we really appreciate your time. Scott Coker apparently went over recently and spoke to some business partners in the UK about expandingly having a card over there. Maybe putting a couple cards in the UK in the next year or so. Have you heard anything about that? And I know you'd be one of the guys that'd want to fight on there. How would it feel to fight in Bellator in your home country?
Yeah, in a way, I'm the same as you. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'll keep asking myself when's it going to happen. But yeah, to be a part of a UK show, that'd be awesome. So as soon as I hear the news, I'll be like, yeah, book me on that. So
Yeah.
that'd be hopefully next year. So yeah, I can't wait to fight back in the UK.
Yeah, last but not least, before we let you go, the main event of Bellator Dynamite features a light heavyweight title fight between Liam McGeary, the current champion, and Tito Ortiz. What's your prediction on that, and how do you see them? Who do you see winning, and how?
See, it's a tough one. Liam likes to fight off his back, but also he likes to stand and bang as well. And Tito Ortiz has some great wrestling and some great ground and pound. Um, I think later rounds it'll be Liam. If it finishes early, then it'll be Tito.
Yeah, right on. That's going to be an excellent fight. And before we let you go, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to? The floor is yours. Anybody? What's the best way to catch you on social media? Anything like that?
Yeah. You can catch me on Twitter. That's LDV the Swarm _ the Swarm. So that's LDV _ the Swarm. You can catch me on Facebook. Um, got a fan page is Linton Vassell. I'm on Instagram as well. Just type in my name, Linton Vassell, and my profile will come up. Also, I'd like to thank my sponsors. Are You Vapored, Hayabusa, The Warehouse MK, Impact, Good Nutrition, Vassell's Beauty, and also Live and Fat.
Yeah, awesome. And thanks again, Linton. Thank you for joining us on the Kneebar MMA podcast. We wish you the best of luck on your 4-man, 1-night light heavyweight tournament, Bellator Dynamite, September 19th, out in San Jose, and we'll be talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Linton. We appreciate it.
No worries. Cheers, guys.
Have a good one. Good luck.